what broadcast I just started. Hold on. Sorry. I I thought it would let me choose which broadcast. I'm guessing this is actually the matchup look ahead, not the review. But let me just actually check my YouTube channel to see what I'm live with. We're live right now, but I just... That's so annoying that it did this. Let's see, my channel. I'm currently live with the look ahead. So let's just do the look ahead since I'm already live with it. And we'll start with that. It's not usually the order we do things. But that's okay. We'll do the look ahead first and then we'll do the match recap. Sound good?
Okay.
Okay. Sorry to listeners that we had a little confusion at the start here, but we are live. We're going to be doing the Week 5 Gen 1 Draft League matchup look ahead. Joining me as always is Carter. Hi, Carter.
Hi, how's it going?
Captain of the Red Army.
Duh.
So, yeah, let's just start with this matchup look ahead and for Week 5. So the first matchup we have on deck is we have Mewtwo and Friends versus Windows Live Essentials 2012 free download. So that's Greenlee and Noah are the captains of those teams. And this should be an interesting one. So Windows Essentials is actually 3-1, so they're doing really well. They have the second best record. Greenlee's team is 2-2, along with a lot of other teams. So could go either way for sure. Still pretty early in the season. I guess it's the latter half of the season, though, to be honest. There's only 3 matchups left. The question, as always, with the Mewtwo and Friends, I guess I should start saying, the Mewtwo and Friends matchup is, how do you deal with Mewtwo, and how do you deal with Charizard? Now, I think that actually this is not the greatest game for Mewtwo and Friends in that regard. Raticate is here. Mew is not a very fun matchup for Mewtwo. It's like pretty even, I guess.
The main problem, of course, is Ninetales.
Ninetales is a big issue. And even like Dugtrio can resist the psychic type attacks. I don't think that really matters. Dugtrio is so paper thin. So that's not amazing. And then for the Charizard side of the equation, obviously Ninetales versus Vulpix. Ninetales is a much better Pokemon and can control the weather just as well. So that makes it a little hard for this Charizard to do the things that it wants to do. That being operate in the sun. So I think the Windows Live Essentials should have better control over the weather. And that means a lot. Now, we saw Rapidash coming out last week from Mewtwo and Friends. It could be another good week for that, at least in terms of speed. The Charizard might not be quite so reliant on a Choice Scarf this week, which is pretty nice. At least to hit some of those slower Pokemon, but it has to watch out for Rock Slide from Dugtrio being a really big problem. Probably not worried about a Trick Room mode. I think, yeah, answering the Charizard, it's just bringing Ninetales in the back instead of up front is probably big for the weather control game. I think, yeah, I don't know. Do you think it's worth bringing Raticate in this for Mewtwo?
Absolutely. It's definitely worth bringing Eradicate.
Yeah, so we
I
could
mean,
see.
you have to have like a solid Mewtwo answer.
Yeah,
Once you have that, you're basically cooking. Like you're basically good for the rest of Greenlee's team. You have a lot of other really good answers. Although I will say Greenlee's Muck is probably the hardest thing for Noah to deal with here. Um,
Yeah,
he's got like Dugtrio and Mew, but like and not Mew. Mew can't do shit to Muck. So yeah, it's really like Nido Queen and Dugtrio, and like I don't has he used Nido Queen much? I don't.
He used it in one game, I think, against me, but it didn't. I don't think it did much. Or I saw it in one game. I don't know if it was against me, but I definitely watched it in one game. But it didn't do much. I remember that game. Yeah, I think Nidoqueen could be really strong for him actually, because it's good against the fire types, kind of, and it's good against Muck. It is scared of Mewtwo, but hopefully Eradicate, your Mew, and your Ninetales can help deal with that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely a tougher matchup for Mewtwo and friends. Um, just overall, Clefable also kind of really annoying for Mewtwo. It has pretty high special defense and can use Follow Me. Mewtwo doesn't tend to run a
I
lot of
don't know.
spread moves that get around the Clefable. Similarly,
Maybe.
Charizard, it can resist, those fire type attacks with its fairy typing. Blastoise
No,
also.
no, dude, you got it backwards again. Fire resists fairy.
Oh, fire resist fairy. Oh, okay, my bad. So
Yeah.
then, Clefable maybe not as good as I thought, but it's still. I think it's good against Mewtwo. I think like if you put
Yeah, I
Eradicate.
don't think he needs Clefable for this team. He hasn't really used it. Well, he didn't use it in the last matchup with me because I think he's dropping Clefable. I don't think he needs it
Mm-hmm.
as much. Like Follow Me is good, but it's like I don't know if it's like that good against this team. I don't think he needs it against this team either. Like
Mm-hmm.
it helps against Mewtwo, I guess. Mewtwo does big damage. So maybe you do it for that. But I think really you're gonna rely on like a Ninetales, Doug Trio, Eradicate, Blastoise kind of set, or maybe even Mew.
Yeah. I mean, also I'll say this team that the Windows Live Essentials, they have a lot of spread moves, which makes the Magmar and Parasect, which have been,
Yeah.
doing a lot of work for the Mewtwo and friends, they just can't really do the stuff they normally want to do against all these spread moves. He tends to run Muddy Water Blastoise, Blizzard on Ninetales, Earthquake, or Rock Slide on Doug Trio, like these kinds of things. So it can be really
Yeah.
annoying. You might even,
Mewtwo Friends is gonna have to rely on Executor, I think, more than normal.
yeah, Executor could be good. It's a little spooky though. It's like really only good against Blastoise. I don't see it.
I think you have to have like a Ninetales switch in situation to get rid of Snow. But I don't even then. Or
Vulpix.
I meant Vulpix, yeah. Even that's kind of difficult, but Charizard is your best like Ninetales answer. Is the thing. Or Muck. Just do Muck. Just do Mewtwo Muck.
Yeah, I think you want Mewtwo Muck. I think you might. I'd have to look at speed tiers, but I think there's a case to be made for this Rapidash. I think Executor, like you said, is probably good. It's good into Nidoqueen, Queen, and Blastoise as I think about it a little bit more. Um, it's just like I don't know. Then you have another Pokemon that's weak to Eradicate. I think Rapidash feels good because you want something that can kind of help you with the Eradicate, and Rapidash will do that. And Rapidash is fast. Like this team is a little bit slow overall, so you'll get in Rapidash you'll get a Pokemon that can pretty consistently go first against everything except for Ninetales.
That's
I
true.
I even like think I don't know if there's really a case for bringing Arbok, but I don't know what Magmar and Parasect do. So it's like you kind of want if you want to bring a
Yeah.
support, I think the support you bring might be more likely to be something like Jigglypuff or Arbok. But I just
No. No,
yeah
because you're not that worried about like, you don't need to intimidate here. And also like, yeah, Greenlee has no speed control, but you don't really need it. This team isn't that fast outside of Doug Trio. And it also doesn't have speed control. I mean, Noah could put Tailwind on mute, I guess, but that's like it.
yeah. You could try to lead into the heavy Trick Room strategy, maybe if you go really slow Muck, if you're relying on Muck to do a lot of the work, you could use Executor and Muck, you would get a Trick Room going, and then Parasect becomes useful because it can spore things. So that could be an angle. I would maybe like to see that because I'm not sure if you're a typical just like pick powerful Pokemon, hit them hard. is gonna work here because I just
Well, you need an answer for the Doug trio, and it really doesn't have a clear one.
yeah.
I think you need to put like flamethrower on Mewtwo or something.
Yeah, that could be interesting. The flamethrower. Um, I don't know. Yeah, it's tough.
If if Mewtwo gets that, I think it does.
Yeah, and then on the other side, yeah, I don't think Noah has to do too much different. I think Blastoise will be pretty powerful against this team, and I think yeah, we talked about
Or a
Nidoqueen
sphere would
already.
also.
Yeah, Aura Sphere is good. Energy Ball.
You want something that'll. Well, Energy Ball is just neutral, is the thing.
Yeah, but it
I mean,
helps
it
with
doesn't matter
it
because
hits
Dugtrio is so
Blastoise.
frail.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could just do like Energy Ball to hit Blastoise and
and
Dugtrio for
Dugtrio.
neutral. You're gonna just kill it in two hits anyway, so you can just like I don't know. You go like Mewtwo Muck, you can do like a Energy Ball. You'd have to double it though. Is the
Yeah,
problem.
do it's an interesting choice for your Terra type for Mewtwo because I think like
Probably Fairy,
you're
right?
normally you would do Fairy, yeah, but it can be a little scary against Dugtrio and Blastoise. Blastoise likes to run Flash Cannon, and Dugtrio's obviously can run like Iron Head and stuff. So I think there's a case to be made for running like not Fairy. Basically, you could do Dark. I think Steel would be
Steel.
interesting. Yeah,
But then
because
I mean, you're worried about Dugtrio. You don't want to go Steel per se.
yeah, but you'll be faster than I mean you'll be faster than Dugtrio, and if he's not, I mean he'll be. I guess he will be Sash most of the time, so it's a little bit worrisome. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing you
Yeah.
two actually set up this game because I do think one thing about the the Windows Live Essentials team is like they don't do overwhelming damage. So like Mewtwo's
Yeah.
tanky enough if it can click Nasty Plot like once, then it almost doesn't matter what move you're using. Like you can just side strike everything down and kill it anyway. Like if you
You don't want to spend time setting up in front of Dugtrio, but yeah. Um, I really do. I am favoring Mewtwo and Friends for this matchup. As I often do. I know she has lost a few games recently, but so have I. So what the hell?
yeah.
Um, I am favoring her because I really don't see them doing that much to like a Mewtwo muck. You know, like
I
I
mean,
mean, what is his answer to
I
that?
think Nidoqueen is really good. Nidoking Queen and Dugtrio are both really good in Tamak, and then against Mewtwo, the Eradicate is good. But yeah, Mewtwo's gonna be the hardest thing to take down. I think you just have to have Eradicate
You
to
say like Nidoqueen, but like Mewtwo destroys Nidoqueen.
yeah, but that
You
doesn't.
know,
I mean, are you leading Mewtwo and Muck? Is that what you're saying?
that's what I'm saying is like, what does he do to a Mewtwo muck?
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. That could be kind of hard. Blastoise with like Dark Pulse is also a thing, and Eradicate and Dugtrio. I don't know. You can ignore Muck a little because it doesn't do overwhelming damage or anything. Even just Blizzard spam with like Ninetales. If you get the Aurora
But
Veil
muck
up,
doesn't need to do overwhelming damage. It just needs to supplement Mewtwo's damage and be tanky, and it is.
I don't know. I just think if Mewtwo goes down in one or two hits, it's just over. Like what it Muck won't
One or two
do.
hits from what though?
Eradicate or Blastoise
Eradicate.
or even a Blizzard or even a Mew using like Shadow Ball or something. Like I don't see why it's that much better for the Mewtwo team than the other team. Like what is like yeah, you're saying what do they do against Mewtwo Muck, but like what does Mewtwo Muck do against Blastoise and like Ninetales or something, or like Blastoise and Dugtrio, or Mew and Nidoqueen.
Blastoise Tails is a great matchup for Mewtwo muck. You can do like Energy Ball and Poison Jab.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess the poison typing I forgot about against the Ninetales is pretty nice for Muck.
Yeah, that's why muck. That's why you bring muck really against Noah.
But like it's just as volatile. Like if Mew is in front of Muck, then doesn't I guess it doesn't work because he's Dark type. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe Muck is
Yeah, Poison
hard.
Dark is an amazing combo.
I get why if you put Muck and Mewtwo next to each other, then there's no single Pokemon that's good against both of those. You know, like Nidoqueen is good against
Yeah,
Muck, but not good against Mewtwo. And then like Mew or like Raticate is, I mean, Raticate is decent into both, but it's just not an amazing Pokemon.
and I also don't see any Pokemon that those two don't like together ever.
I mean, Raticate Dugtrio, I would say would be like maybe the best lead into
Yeah,
that.
maybe that's the hardest one to deal with,
Yeah,
but I also still think, I mean, you just Terra Mewtwo and you're good.
yeah, yeah. And you could, yeah, like you said, put Flamethrower onto Mewtwo or something like that.
Because Raticate's like only thing is like, okay, maybe he's got like Fake Out. Does he have Fake Out?
No,
Raticate?
I'm pretty sure he does
Okay, well
not.
then then Raticate's only like contribution is being Dark type.
Yeah, basically, but that's an important one. I mean, or
Yeah,
Blastoise with like Terra Dark could also be like Blastoise. I think
that is
is honestly, I think Blastoise is the scariest threat. Like even like Blastoise, like I don't know, that's hard to deal with. Blastoise and Mew, because like Blastoise can, yeah, he's worried about Energy Ball, but he'll just be Terra Electric, you know, and then he's like, then what do you do? You know, it's hard.
yeah.
So
Yeah, Green can't cover for electric types.
yeah, it's like
That's probably why she loses to Brian and James.
yeah, a Muck like high horsepower is like your best bet, which is actually probably really good, and she should bring that because it's also good into Duck Trio.
Probably.
All right, let's move on because we got other matchups to talk about.
Yeah. Next up is Eevee's Backyard Bash versus Volt Trick. Which one is
Yes.
Eevee's Backyard
Or
Bash again? Is that James?
isn't it Eevee's Backyard Bash versus did I get it wrong? I thought it was Eevee's Backyard Bash versus Star Squad.
It says Volt Trick here.
Okay, hold on.
What's Star Squad?
Week 5. I see Eevee's back. I see Star Squad
Oh
versus
shit, I'm looking at week 6, my bad.
okay.
Star Squad versus Eevee's Backyard Bash. Yes.
Yeah, Eevee's
So
Backyard Bash is James and then
that is
Star
James.
Squad is
And Star
Jake.
Squad is Jake. Yep, figured.
Um
Because it's Star.
Jake
So
has
this is going to
this
be interesting.
yeah, Jake is it's gonna
Actually, I don't like immediately think I prefer like have a guess as to who would beat the other. I probably my gut says James, but I don't know.
I'm leaning a little bit towards James. I do think that it's hard for Jake's team to deal with Moltres. Like his best Pokemon is Starmie, and Moltres is good into that. And
Literally,
then
it's Star.
and then Jolteon is also good into that. So it's like basically James's two best Pokemon have a good matchup into Jake's best Pokemon. So that is not great. And then even like what are other good Pokemon on this team for Jake? It's like Magneton, Machamp, to a certain extent Victory Bell, but even Machamp is like not great into Moltres, or it's obviously bad into Alakazam. It's like it's neutral against Jolteon, and then Magneton. Magneton is good. Magneton's good, but Magneton's always been good, and it's never like it hasn't been working out so great. But I do like the Magneton a lot into everything he has. I will say Victory Bell has a positive matchup into Vaporeon. It's probably like the best or close to the best Pokemon to deal with Vaporeon, and Vaporeon has been a really important tool um, for the Backyard Bash. So I could see like maybe that coming, but I don't know. You just have too many other threats that I don't know if you can dedicate a Victory Bell just to dealing with Vaporeon when Victory Bell's not that good into things like Alakazam. It is good into Jolteon Raichu, I suppose, like in theory, but it's kind of meh. I would love to see Persian come. I think Persian's pretty powerful. Like it helps if Alakazam comes out, it gives you some fake out support, which you might
Right.
need. And it can snarl or parting shot to kind of deal with these high damage special attackers. Although it is
Yeah,
slower
you
than
definitely
those.
got to bring Persian to this one. Jake hasn't been using Persian much. Granted, I haven't watched the last few replays, but
Yeah,
I don't know that Jake has used Persian at all. Has he?
not in the replays that we've watched. No, yeah.
Yeah, so
So
Jake needs to bring Persian this time around.
I think
It's
Persian should be coming for sure. I don't know.
very,
It's
very
like it's
important.
tough. I feel like Jake needs some kind of speed control to deal with these really fast attackers.
Here's what I'm thinking. All right, my first instinct was like Trick Room mode against James and his big fast Pokemon, but I'm also thinking now like you could go like Persian Pidgeot and do a Tailwind setup for Starmie, and then like maybe Starmie takes down some of these guys with like Dazzling Gleam or whatever. I don't know what moves Starmie gets, but yeah,
Power Gem would be
Power
a good
Gem.
one. I don't know if it gets.
Um,
I don't think it gets Earth Power. I think you could also go Trick Room around Magneton, and that would be really good because Magneton has a good matchup into literally everything. Like, what does Magneton have a bad matchup into? Like, actually nothing on the whole team. It's good into
yeah,
every
that's true.
single Pokemon. So I wouldn't mind seeing Trick Room focused more around Magneton as opposed to Trick Room focused around like Machamp.
I mean, yeah,
Normally
because like Fiery Wrath is neutral against Magneton, but Magneton can use like electric type
electric tap
attacks.
attacks. Like the Jolteon can't really hit Magneton with anything except like maybe Shadow Ball, and then like Alakazam can't touch Magneton. Vaporeon gets hit by the electric type attacks, although Vaporeon's special defense is really high, so it's not amazing. And then even Kangaskhan, like its normal type attacks will be
Yeah,
resisted. So
although Kangaskhan could be doing like Brick Break for sure.
yeah, or definitely just learn a ground type move, and that would be
Yeah,
scary.
like
So
high horsepower. I imagine it learns
yeah,
high horsepower.
yeah, it does, or even earthquake if you want to do that. But yeah,
Let's get Magnet Rise going.
get some magnet rise in the chat. I mean,
This is the time for James to bring Raichu though. I mean, if he's worried about Magneton, to
oh yeah,
protect
to protect
Moltres.
Moltres with Raichu. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Raichu could protect Moltres and Vaporeon. I think Alakazam is actually like kind of decent overall into this. Like, I don't think you leave it
Yeah,
behind. It might not come out, but like if he's playing a little bit more around Victory Bell or trying to do Trick Room with Machamp, then Alakazam's really good for that.
you definitely bring Alakazam to deal with Victory Bell and Machamp.
Yeah, you could try using Guts Flareon for the first time, just because, like, I don't know, you haven't used it yet. Maybe under Trick Room it does enough damage to be really scary.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's just, I feel like you have to do something. It's gonna be hard. It's just hard. I think James's team is just one of the strongest ones. It's like it's got so many tools and like not one clear weakness where it's like, oh, if I have this type of Pokemon, then I just can roll him. Like it's hard. I
I
think.
think I think Jake has to like determine who is going to provide more like offensive value to him, like Magneton or Starmie. Because Magneton has the type advantage on everything James has, but Starmie is like your damage dealer. So it's like, who do you try to enable? Do you do like a Trick Room mode with
Hmm.
Magneton Champ, or do you try to Tailwind set up Starmie?
Starmie. Or bring both
Maybe
and try them both and see who.
somehow like Sunny Day Chlorophyll. I don't think that's gonna happen, but
Yeah. I mean,
and I would leave Clefairy on the table probably because that's not gonna help you against Fiery Wrath.
it's not. Yeah, it's not good against
It could
Fire.
it could be good though because Friend Guard might like be important. You could have like Clefairy and like Persian to like suppress the damage that Moltres does with like some Snarl and
Yeah,
Friend Guard.
you could
Maybe.
try. I mean, you could have. I think Clefairy is still worth bringing again, no matter what. It's just always good. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's Starmie
You
is
don't
rough.
necessarily need to use it. I
Starmie is
think you need
rough.
to focus
You're
on
like you're
like
like clicking
speed stuff.
Ice Beam, I guess, on Starmie. You're like setting Tailwind with Pidgeot and then using Ice Beam and on Starmie because Ice Beam does hit all his Pokemon like pretty well. Like Ice Beam, Power Gem for Moltres, and Ice Beam for everything else. Because like
Yeah.
I don't know, like Surf, I guess.
Unless you just click like Terra Dark and then you want like Dazzling Gleam or something, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
if it learns Dazzling Gleam's a good choice.
Yeah, I don't know if it
You
does.
put Clefairy next to Starmie, like after like the Pidgeot will faint, and then you can have Clefairy come in. It could be okay. The problem with the Trick Room mode is you have to bring Jinx, and I just think Jinx is such a liability.
Yeah.
Like outside of bringing the Trick Room, it's just like It's a little bit rough. You could just have
I mean,
Magnus,
is Jinx that much of a liability against James though? It's not like he has. I mean, he's got Fiery Wrath, which is your biggest
which will
concern.
just kill it. Yeah. So that I mean that's the
Yeah.
problem. I like it you're right. Jinx can come and set like light screen. That would be really strong. If he sets light screen and trick room with Jinx, it could be a difference maker. So I could see that. James's side, I think he has the upper hand. He just has to not fall into whatever traps Jake sets up. I think the Vaporeon is. I mean, I don't know. Just his top four Pokemon are just really good in the matchup. So you just bring those, bring Kanga, and then maybe you have Vaporeon as well. Like I don't know. Just bring your top six. I don't think you have to overcomplicate anything. So yeah, still waiting to see Tangela. But I don't think this is the week to bring it. Although it's good. It kind of is good if you the problem is you'll just die to an Ice Beam from Starmie, which is what Starmie wants to use anyway, so it's kind of yeah.
Yeah, you don't need Tangela.
Alright, let's
Volt Trick versus Denolinators.
yes,
So
yes.
Brian versus Nolan. Ooh.
So oh whoops, I got the wrong one here. Okay. So yeah. What is gonna happen
So
here?
finally, Brian isn't gonna necessarily go fast or go first with Electrode because Nolan's gonna lead his Dragonite
Dragonite
as
with
per usual.
yes.
I think like the Dragonite extreme speed is a problem for Brian.
I think it is
It
too.
doesn't matter how many electro webs he throws Nolan's way.
Yeah, this Dragonite will still do big damage no matter what. It's hard for him to deal with it. He doesn't have like the best way to just remove it immediately. Now he could bring like Hitmonchan because we know it's gonna be Terra Normal, so like maybe that's a thing, but I kind of doubt he'll do it. Maybe there's always superpower Kabutops um, can help with the Terra Normal, but yeah, I don't know. It's not amazing. I think. I wouldn't hate to see Wheezing actually come out in this matchup for once.
Hmm.
It's very good into the Swift Swim Kabutops, um, so that's pretty cool. I mean, that's really the only reason to bring it, but it's also like a good, just bulky, like physically bulky, especially bulk. Like it's hard to remove, and it's gonna like do some chip damage and stuff. Like you can use spread moves and just to break Sash on Electrodes, so like that way the Electrode can go down. I do think Lapras is a little bit rough, and Krabby's a little bit rough into sorry Krabby Kingler is a little bit rough into the Zapdos. Ditto is really nice for like copying Zapdos at any point.
Yeah,
Um,
plus like having Kingler to take advantage of the rain that Brian's setting might be a good way to flip that. I think you definitely bring like Kingler and Lapras to this,
mhm.
especially Lapras with the ice beams and everything
Well,
to deal
Kingler
with.
doesn't have Swift Swim, so do you?
No, no, no. I'm just saying like it soups him up in the rain.
Yeah, it does. It does, but I don't know. Without the speed control, it can be a little bit rough. I guess if you have Wheezing, okay. Here's the thing: if you have Wheezing and Kingler, then like you're negating the Swift Swim from Kabutops, but you're also not like really hurting your Kingler at that point. And then the rain, like, it mostly benefits you. I think another option is you could instead of trying to use the rain against him, is you could bring Golduck with Cloud9. But the thing is like I don't think like yeah the rain is good for Zapdos. Like don't get me wrong, of course, but we've literally not seen him miss a single hurricane or thunder outside of rain. Like ever, which is crazy. But like the whole
I
point
mean,
is
yeah,
to get
but
the accuracy, but he just keeps hitting. So I don't know. It could be kind of tough. Yeah, I hope to see Weezing. I would like to see Weezing because I don't love Lapras. I just don't think Lapras does anything useful. Again,
I can't agree. I do not agree with you. I think Lapras is essential here.
what does it
I
do?
think it uses Ice Beam on Zapdos, and it covers fucking Nidoking.
Okay, I could see Lapras, I guess, but like, how are you ever gonna use Ice Beam on Zapdos before Zapdos one shots you? Is my question. Like, well, don't you just
It's a
die?
good question.
Yeah, I feel like you just
Yeah,
die. You just die to Zapdos, like every time. I don't know. It's I guess you could bring. Does the Marowak have light? Marowak has lightning rod, so
Marowak is lightning?
I think so.
What the hell?
Yeah,
Ain't no way.
Alolan Marowak, Curse Body, Lightning Rod, and Rockhead. Yeah, so you could just bring.
That's nuts.
Okay, so maybe Marowak is actually really important for you because it will with Lightning Rod. You're
Yeah, I mean,
yeah
what is this? Isn't even a conversation anymore. You bring Marowak.
yeah you bring Marowak because it has Lightning
Lightning
Rod.
Rod obliterates Brian's team, as we know.
Yeah, it's very, very, very good. And then also, it is good in Trick Room. So if he does try to switch to the Trick Room mode, Marowak's good there too. So this might be one of the best Marowak matchups that we've seen. So yeah, I like Marowak. I like Lapras and Krabby. Or sorry, I keep saying Krabby because I put Krabby on there, but Kingler. I like Lapras and Kingler with the Lightning Rod support, and then you obviously have Dragonite. I think you just still bring Gengar. I don't know if you need Lapras and Kingler, but because I like Weezing, but if you're relying on Lightning Rod, then maybe I don't like Weezing that much anymore. I don't
Man,
know.
like almost all you have to do is like Dragonite Marowak. And that's like a great lead against Brian because he's Brian's like gonna lead Zapdos Electrode like 90% of the time in game one.
Hmm.
So you have to be ready for that.
Yeah, that's a good lead into those two. I mean, the you do have to worry a little bit about Hurricane, but also make sure you have multi-scale on Dragonite, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it could be interesting. I don't know. I think I like Weezing just against Kabutops, to be honest, but maybe it's not good enough because you don't want to remove your own Lightning Rod from Marowak. It's like a weird.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing is, because like,
I mean, you have it, I guess, because like you don't necessarily need someone else in that spot. You could just you can have like Dragonite, Gengar, Marowak, Kingler, Ditto,
you just have to you have to
Leasing,
you have to be
or
careful.
Lapras.
You have to be careful with the Marowak around Kabutops. So what I would do is I would probably try to keep Marowak in against Zapdos, and then if Kabutops ever comes out, then I'm switching to Lapras. So I'm just like always. You want Marowak for Zapdos, and you want Lapras for Kabutops.
I'm starting to like wonder if Lapras is even that good though, because Kabutops kind of destroys Lapras too. I don't know. How do you deal with Kabutops like
Weezing.
reliably?
I think Weezing is the best option for Kabutops. Like,
Yeah, but like offensively, like you
or
need
you
to have.
just put like if Gengar can learn like basically this Pokemon dies to any random grass move, even a grass move on a
Guess.
Pokemon that's usually weak. So like maybe even
Yeah, it's just a
Golduck.
matter of who is using your grass move because it's not immediately obvious
It's
to
not
me. I
obvious.
guess
I don't really see a grass type. I mean Terra Grass, Terra Blast, because grass type in general is very good against like Brian's pretty much his whole
you
team.
could go like Terra Grass Lapras even.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that. I mean, you have to worry about Hurricane, but that's about it.
Terra Grass Marowak.
Hmm. Like Weezing is good into Weezing and Kabutops, or sorry, Weezing and Golduck are both good into Kabutops if you want just a purely Kabutops answer. Because Golduck even has Swift Swim as well, so if you're not going, you don't have to go Cloud9. You can go Swift Swim on Golduck, and I think I'd have to check, but if you outspeed Kabutops with Golduck, then it's good. Let's see.
But Golduck, Golduck with Swift Swim. I guess okay, that's yeah, mutually exclusive to Cloud9. But
You have
I
85
don't know.
speed. Kabutops has 80. So you will outspeed with Golduck in the rain. The question is like, do you actually have a move that's worth using that can deal with it? You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
where I'm not so sure. I mean, you have Icy Wind, which can give you really fast speed control, which is nice. You can hit Liquidation for neutral and rain against Kabutops. It probably will do a lot. I wouldn't hate that. Just hit him with a Liquidation and for neutral, and it'll probably it might not kill him, but it's gonna come close. It even has Yawn. Okay, I don't hate Golduck in this matchup to be honest. Like a Swift Swim Golduck just to use his own rain against him. and match up well into Kabutops. I don't hate it. Like maybe instead of Lapras, you could have Golduck. But it's just like, yeah, what you said about Lapras with Ice Beam is, or Icicle Crash is what he's been using. But
Yeah.
either one, either one, pretty good into the Zapdos Nidoking. And if you get the Marowak next to the Lapras, it could be powerful. But you have to play super defensive with Marowak. You really want it to just be alive and use so that it can take advantage of Lightning Rod. Like I would be clicking Protect as much as I can and maybe investing stats into bulk and stuff because this Marowak can die instantly to Kabutops or Nidoking. Like these Pokemon can kill it just way too fast, and that's a big problem. It's a tricky matchup. It's a tricky matchup, but Lightning Rod's very very powerful. So
Yeah.
it's just playing it, move like
I think
positioning the
Nolan has a
pieces
good
around.
shot here.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think Brian has to maybe rely on Snorlax in game two, kind of like last time, because
Mm-hmm.
Lightning Rod does kind of like obliterate his strategy a little.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Plus, he's got that Dragonite extreme speed to get around the Electrode speed control.
Yeah, and the Kabutops Swift Swim, the Dragonite will just like extreme speed it twice and it'll die. It'll only
Yeah,
get
I
to
mean
attack
it
once.
does resist it, but yeah,
It won't.
still,
I don't think the resist is enough to that you don't kill it in
yeah,
2 hits. But
doesn't really matter.
I could be wrong. Maybe it's 3 hits. If it's 3 hits, it is kind of a problem. But we'll see. Maybe he could Terra Dragon Outrage instead of Terra Normal String Speed, Extreme Speed,
Oh
because that would
no,
actually do. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. No, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. All right, let's do the last matchup. This one's going to be a pretty easy win for the Taurus Stampede, I think, into
oh
the
I don't
Red
know about
Army.
that.
The Red
Ah,
Army I lost the last 2 games. Taurus Stampede is undefeated. Hasn't even dropped a single game in a single series. So I think it
I
should be
feel like you're overvaluing those stats there, Bucko. Let's talk about the matchup itself. I think
Okay, okay.
the big problem for Tauros Stampede is that it fully relies on Tauros for like all of its damage output. Definitely, there's some scary stuff to be had with Golem, but I don't know. Maybe fuck you.
I think you're
I've been doing
not.
I've been doing a lot of prep, and I think I don't want to reveal too much
You
about
don't.
what my strategy is, but I would love for you to reveal all of your strategy.
Yeah, I can reveal my whole strategy. So first of all, I think you're not putting enough respect on Venusaur's name if you think Tauros is doing all the damage. Let's put some respect on my boy here. This guy hits hard. The
He
Venusaur.
sure does,
And second of all, I
if
think
you can set him
that
up.
the Aerodactyl is way too hard for you to deal with. Like, it's faster than everything, and it does all the support stuff that it needs to do.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I've been thinking about that Aerodactyl.
So
Believe you
that's
me.
that's really tricky. I guess the one thing I didn't. I'm thinking now. I'm thinking about it again. If you had like a choice Scarf Arcanine, that would be pretty scary because then you can outspeed Aerodactyl. But like without Scarf, you're not outspeeding Aerodactyl, and it's gonna be able
Choice Scarf Arcanine outspeeding Aerodactyl to do what, though? I mean,
to
maybe
rock slide it.
Rock Slide it, but that's just for neutral. So,
True.
could be worth considering. I don't know.
Yeah, but if you get one flinch, you could just win the whole game. If like basically if Aerodactyl doesn't isn't allowed to do the setup that it wants to do, it could be pretty game winning. So
The
anyway,
problem for
I
the
think
Red Army is that it lacks speed control against the obvious Aerodactyl Tailwind kind of sunny day chlorophyll thing that you got going on. But uh, I will say, this Tauros Stampede does not have an especially strong Trick Room mode,
now you
where
I
surprisingly the Red Army just might.
I mean, I do want to see the trick room from Red Army because we haven't seen it yet, and I do think it's really strong. Like, you have Rhydon, which is basically based on our evaluations early in the season, it's just the better trick room attacker versus Golem. So, like, Yeah, that could be pretty spooky. Yeah, I don't have the. I mean, I do think my Trick Room is pretty good over here in the Toro Stampede. I think Venonat is a pretty important tool in that Trick Room, going really slow and using Spore. And then also, even if I really hate to see Trick Room and don't want to see it, Hypno can run with the Imprison, so we could see that as an anti Trick Room just to make sure that it doesn't come up. But yeah, the you're right. The Golem is probably inferior to Rhydon, and if the Trick Room does go up, then Rhydon can just kind of take out that Golem. Um, there's a good chance there, yeah. If it's a purely offensive like
And don't
set.
forget about Vile
The
Plume.
Vile Plume, I think
Pretty
you've
threatening to the Tauros.
yeah, you have been sleeping on this Pokemon, in my opinion. You've been kind of sleeping on it, but a Trick Room mode with Vileplume is very scary. This Pokemon's really strong, and I don't. You're right. I have basically no good answers for Vileplume, or like I have to. I mean, I do, but it's like under Trick Room, not really. I have like Scyther and Dodrio, so I have really strong flying type attackers, but um, those attackers are pretty one dimensional. Even Aerodactyl, a little bit less. So, like, yeah, if I'm banking on you not bringing Vileplume and I don't bring those Pokemon, especially because, like, I need other tools to deal with other things, then Vileplume could be the difference maker in the matchup. So, I could see
And
that.
if you invested in Hypno being anti-Trick Room, your problem is that you have to, you know, bring Hypno
I have to
with alongside a
bring
Pokemon that
Hypno.
doesn't
That doesn't.
go in Trick Room.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be Hypno alongside, like, maybe a Tauros or something just generically strong, right? Um,
Right. But Tauros really thrives best when it's next to Aerodactyl.
Yeah, it does. It does. But Taurus is, I think Taurus is just good, like in general. It's also, I think Taurus matches up well. So, my other thinking is that you actually, the big problem with the red army is you don't do that much damage. So, if I am leaning into like bulkier Pokemon, I can have a good matchup there. And the damage that you do, for the most part, is physical. And while you have the double intimidate, I also have the double intimidate, so you have to kind of watch out for that as well. Vileplume
I
and
do have to
Articuno,
consider double intimidate,
you
but
have to consider it
I
because
mean, when you bring in Growlithe,
Vileplume and Articuno are the only special attackers that you have, and
yeah, but I
Articuno,
mean, they're hell of a special attacker. Articuno is like going to be there, you already know.
yeah, 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 but it's I don't know how good the Articuno matchup is. It just depends. I
And
don't know.
I mean, if Hypno is on the table, I'm not necessarily going to fully lean into special anyway. But I'm gonna, needless to say, I do have both covered
Hmm.
in some degree. But you are right that I lean physical.
Yeah, like
My only
right
two
on
strong
Arcanine,
special attackers.
Gyarados, like those are your main, and Poliwrath, I guess. But
And
yeah,
Mr. Mime is a special attacker, but he's not that strong at it. He's not
not
what
that
he does.
strong, not that strong. Yeah,
And Seeking, technically, probably. I actually don't know. I haven't looked into Seeking.
I will say like in my prep, Vileplume's probably the one I was the most like, oh, I don't know what I do against this. I just have to hope that it's not a problem. But we'll
I
see.
mean, I've been doing some prep, and it's hard to prep against everything. I will say,
Yeah,
like the Pokemon I've considered the least are Scyther, Venonat, Tentacruel, and Growlithe. Just because, like, I mean, I don't really see you going. I know you're like threatening the double intimidate. I just don't see you doing it necessarily. Just like giving up a slot for Growlithe. I don't know. Like, it's not a
I
useless Pokemon, but it's
I
gonna be a
won't.
liability.
I won't say everything I have, but I will say my sixth slot was my hardest decision. Like I had five that I
Yeah,
definitely wanted, and then my sixth slot was like I was really torn
you definitely want
between.
Tauros, Aerodactyl, Venusaur. I know those three. You probably want like Hypno, for anti-trick room and Golem. You definitely want Golem. That's like the fourth one is Golem that you definitely want, and then Hypno. And then like the sixth one is the hardest one because it's like
Yeah,
Dodria doesn't do jack shit for you against my team. Just saying.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like good
Tentacruel
against.
probably doesn't do much. Like Tentacruel's good defensively, I suppose, against my team. But it doesn't do much else. Unless you
I
get it in the rain. Maybe if you get it in the rain, but in
I
my
don't hate
opinion.
Tentacruel because it's good into the Articuno and it's good into the Rhydon and it's good into Arcanine. Like it'll just one shot Arcanine casually. And even if you go Terra Grass, it has the poison.
Yeah.
But my sixth, I was mostly debating Venonat and Growlithe to be completely upfront. Like I don't, because I think both of those have very good uses. Like I think the Intimidate is really powerful, and Growlithe Intimidate Snarl. I think
Yeah,
Growlithe.
I predict Growlithe. In my prep I predicted that you'd bring
And
Growlithe as your
then,
sixth, but
but
like not use it.
Venonat is also extremely good
Yeah,
in
probably
the trick
Venonat would
room.
be more threatening for me. I'll just say it, like I'm more scared of Venonat than I am of Growlithe.
Yeah. So you'll have to find out. We'll find out on Tuesday.
We will find it.
But that's gonna be the end
I've
of
been doing
our
I've been
look
doing
ahead,
practice games.
huh?
I've been doing practice games
Oh wow. I have not.
against
I
myself.
mean, you have a lot more to lose in this matchup, to be honest, because you kind of need a win, whereas I'm 4-0.
I
So
really do.
yeah. All right. So that's gonna be it. Good luck, and we're gonna end the stream, and we'll do the matchup review coming up next.